Okay. So, Mexican girl, probably early 30s. She actually did have a strong prayer life at one point. We never could determine the actual reason. We think it was fear, that she had a fear that was so big that it was consuming her life. And rather than her trust in God, she gave into this fear, and that we think could be the door that opened to these demons. So the pastor happened to be a very good priest, and he wanted to be present for the exorcism, so he was in the room with me. He had just ordered an enormous, 8-foot replica of Our Lady of Guadalupe painting that was in this, it was kind of like a storage room, but we couldn't do it in the church because there were people in the church, and you don't do that, First of all, you don't publicly put somebody through an exorcism where it can be seen by bystanders, but also it'd be could be frightening to the people who don't know that's happening. So we're in this private room. It's my first time, so I hope I know what I'm doing, right? I go through the whole rite. I follow the protocols exactly. She's on the floor, literally struggling. I mean, she's sweating. Her body's being contorted. She's screaming. She's in pain. We're hearing guttural voices of men that are coming out of her. So I know they're also uncomfortable. So it's in a way, it's working. Except we get to the end of the rite where we start doing prayers at Thanksgiving, and I look at the priest, I'm like, obviously she's not liberated.
What do you mean the rite?
So there's a rite of exorcism. It's an exact formulation of specific prayers in a specific order to deliver the person from the demon. It's not random. In deliverance prayers, I can kind of, I don't want to say wing it, but, I can just pray from the heart and say, Lord, in the name of Jesus, I bind all spirits of anger and rage off this person. And I cast them to Jesus for him to deal with them. But in the rite, first of all, the rite has to be done by an exorcist only. It can't just be any priest. It has to be delegated by the bishop. There's protocols to put into place for the protection of the person, like a physical exam beforehand to make sure that they're healthy enough to undergo it. Also a psychological battery that's about a day long.
How do you give a health exam to somebody that's possessed, whose body's contorted?
Well, they send them to the doctor. I don't do that. I'm not a doctor. And the demon isn't manifesting all the time. So
okay.
Some of them, I had a woman right now who she was working at a Nissan plant by day, and then at night she would manifest at home when she was around her husband. But it backed off during the day. I guess they hadn't gotten to the point where they wanted to completely harass her. But now she's in a psych ward because they started acting up at work, and then the boss said, "What's wrong with you? I think you need psychological help." And they recommended she go, and she checked into a psych ward. She's not going to get delivered in the psych ward. So I said to the pastor, what do you want me to do? Because she's obviously exhausted. It's been over an hour of this torture. And I said, we can stop or I can keep going. And he goes, I don't want to have to go through this again. And I don't think she does either. Let's just keep going and get it over with. Now, both of us were kind of naive, thinking that we can determine when this is going to end. So I start praying and praying and praying again. And then all of a sudden I have this thought, the painting is right behind her, this enormous Guadalupe. And I say to her, I go, look to your mother and ask for her help. And she turns her head and she looks at the painting, and she in Spanish, she screams out, please, mother, help me. Set me free from this thing. And then she went into massive convulsions where it was a little frightening. We didn't know what was happening to her. Like, is she dying? And then she's...
Like, what do you mean? What did it look like? Like a massive seizure?
Like a flash. Yeah, her whole body's flailing and screaming, and like, it's obvious it's not her because it's coming off the floor. It's like... And both of us are like a little freaked out, the other priest and I, and then all of a sudden it ends and she just lies there. And I'm like, at first I'm like thinking, is she breathing? And then I can see her chest moving. I'm like, okay, she's alive. And then she opened her eyes and she was back. And she's completely set free. And like, I look at the priest and I'm like, holy cow, like had we known, we could have like opened with that, like look to your mother and ask for her help.